Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the channel. And today I'm going to give my review of the Royal Rumble 1989. Starting off the evening, we're going to our first match of the night. It is the Roju brothers and Dino Bravo versus the Hart Foundation and Jim Duggan in a 2 out of 3 falls match. Number one, I thought it was a really good matchup. Back and forth matchup between both teams, with the Hart Foundation and Jim Duggan keeping the pace of the match. Roju's hit the finish, pin for the 3. The Roju brothers and Dino Bravo win the first fall. Duggan then hits an elbow drop on Ray Rougeau, pins for the 3, and the Hart Foundation and Jim Duggan get the second fall. Duggan then hits Dino Bravo with a 2x4 with the referee being distracted. Brett then goes for the cover, pins for the 3, and your winners of the match are the Hart Foundation and Hacksaw Jim Duggan. Hats off to the Hart Foundation and Jim Duggan for getting the win in this matchup. Moving on from that, we go into our next match of the night. It is Judy Martin versus Rockin' Robin for the WWE Women's Championship. Number one, I thought this match was awful. I thought this was horrendous. It was a back and forth matchup between both Judy Martin and Rockin' Robin, with Rockin' Robin keeping the pace of the match. And like I said, this match was just pure awful, man. There's a lot of botches all over the place in this match. Rockin' Robin ends up hitting a crossbody on Judy Martin, pins for the 3, and your winner of the match, and at that time still WWE Women's Champion, is Rockin' Robin. Hats off to Rockin' Robin for getting the win in this matchup. Moving on from that, we go into our next match of the night. It is Harley Race versus Haku. I thought this was a relatively good matchup. Back and forth matchup between both Harley Race and Haku, with Harley Race keeping the pace of the match. Harley ends up hitting a devastating pile driver on Haku, but Haku gets up, hits a thrust kick on Harley Race, pins for the 3, and your winner of the match is Haku. Hats off to Haku for getting the win in this matchup. Moving on from that, we go into our next match of the night. It is the main event of the Royal Rumble 1989. It is the Royal Rumble matchup. It was a really good matchup. Back and forth matchup with everybody involved in the Royal Rumble. One interesting thing I would say is Axe from Demolition drew number 1, and Smash as well from Demolition drew number 2. They both started the matchup, but Big John Studd ended up winning the 1989 Royal Rumble. So hats off to Big John Studd for getting the win in the 1989 Royal Rumble. A couple of things I want to say before I get out of here with the Royal Rumble, man. Number one, there was not a lot of matches for the Royal Rumble. There was 4 matches in total for the pay-per-view. The Judy Martin and Rockin' Robin match. If anybody went to go back and watch that match, man, it would say the exact same thing that I said. You had Sensational Sherri come out in the beginning of this matchup saying that she was going to challenge the winner between Judy Martin and Rockin' Robin, and Sensational Sherri is an absolute legend. The match itself between Judy Martin and Rockin' Robin, on the other hand, was just brutal, man. There was a lot of botches in that matchup. I felt like Rockin' Robin, being at that time the women's champion, had no idea what the hell she was doing in this match. Judy Martin obviously been around in professional wrestling for a while at that time. Obviously, she's tag team champions. Well, she was tag team champions with Leilani Kai, and then obviously they lost those championship against the Dropping Bomb Angels back in the day. And it looked like Judy Martin kind of went off and did her own thing. But all in all, the match was just brutal, man. It really was. As far as a rating from 1 out of 10 for the Royal Rumble 1989, I'm going to give it a solid 5 at best, man. I know that some people might be like, why are you putting the rating so low for Royal Rumble? There was only 4 matches, and to be honest with you, besides the Royal Rumble match, the second best match I saw besides the Rumble was Harley Race versus Haku, in my honest opinion. There was not a lot of matches on there. Like I had stated, there's only 4 matches on the Royal Rumble 1989, so I had to give Royal Rumble a solid 5, maybe 5.5 at best, man. Definitely wasn't the worst Royal Rumble I've ever seen. But it definitely wasn't the best either, man. I mean, there was a lot of stuff going on. But like I had stated, man, it definitely wasn't the worst, but it definitely was not the best either. So I'm going to have to give it a solid 5, 5.5 at best. But this is my review of the Royal Rumble 1989. I hope you guys are out there staying safe. Be careful, and remember, stay classic. Peace.